Ranikot Fort, also known as Ranikot, also known as the Great Wall of Sindh, is a 19th century Talpur fort near Sindh in Jamshoro district, Sindh, Pakistan. It is believed to be the world's largest fort, with a circumference of approximately 32 kilometers. The fort's ramparts have been compared to the Great Wall of China. The site was nominated in 1993 by the Pakistan National Commission for UNESCO World Heritage status and has since been on the tentative list of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. The fort is listed as a historical site under the Antiquities Act, 1975, and its subsequent amendments, and is provided protection. Ranikot Fort is 90 kilometers to the north of Hyderabad on the Indus Highway. There is also an easy access of about an hour's journey from Karachi to Sindh on the Indus Highway. A diversion road, starting a little distance away from Sindh, the nearest town, leads to the fort along a rugged 21 kilometers road and reaches the eastern gate of the fort, known as Sindh Gate. Sindh is a railhead on the Kotri-Larkana line of the Pakistan Railway. The fort is inside the Kirthar National Park, the second largest national park in Pakistan. The original purpose and architects of Ranikot Fort are unknown. It was formerly believed that the fort was built during the regimes of the Sassanians, the Scythians, the Parthians, or the Bactrian Greeks. However, more recent evidence shows that the fort originated under the Talpurs and constructed during the administration of Nawab Wali Muhammad Leghari, the Prime Minister of Sindh during the Talpur Dynasty. Archaeologists point to the 17th century as the time of its first construction, but Sindh archaeologists now agree that some of the present structures were reconstructed by the Talpur dynasty in 1812 at a cost of 1.2 million rupees. The battlements of Ranikot formed the last capital of the Amirs of Sindh, when they were brought under the colonial rule of the British Empire. Radiocarbon tests were conducted at the Sand Gate on the charcoal embedded in the mortar of a collapsed pillar of the eastern gate of the fort. These tests have confirmed that this gate was probably renovated between the early part of the 18th century and the early part of the 19th century, prior to Britain invading the fort when the Kalhoras, or most likely the Talpur Mirs of Sindh, ruled over the area. The fort is huge, connecting several bleak mountains of the Kirthar Hills along contours, and measures 31 kilometers in length. The fort's wall is interspersed with several bastions, and 3 are of semicircular shape. The northern part of the fort's perimeter is a natural high hilly formation, while on the other 3 sides it is covered by fort walls. Within this main fort there is a smaller fort known as the Miri Fort, which is about 3 kilometers from the Sand Gate, and is reported to have served as the palace of the Mir royal family. The entire fort structure has been built with stone and lime mortar. The fort is built in a zigzag form, with 4 entry gates in the shape of a rhomboid. The 4 gates are namely Sand Gate, Amri Gate, Shapere Gate, and Mohan Gate. 2 of the gates, facing each, are crossed diagonally by the Sand River. The first gate is on the western side and is skirted by the river water and is difficult to approach. The southern entry gate has a double doors gate. Within the gates there are 2 niches which have floral ornamentation and carved stones. The Sand Gate is well preserved and can be climbed to reach the top of the fort from both sides to get a scenic view of the terrain around the fort. This gate is also the entrance to the Miri. The fort was first restored by Nawab Wali Muhammad Leghari, who was the Prime Minister of Sindh under the Talpur dynasty. Restoration works were undertaken on the fort, particularly on the Sand Gate complex, the fortification wall extending south, including the mosque and the small Miri Fort or palace within the main fort. These were undertaken by the Archaeology Department of Pakistan, the Department of Culture of Sindh, and the Dadu District Administration. Following allegations of poor construction and favoritism in award of contracts, an inquiry was instituted in 2005. The Enquiry Commission's report indicated that the restoration works were poorly done with cement and new stonework without conforming to the Venice Charter for the Conservation and Restoration of Monuments and Sites, and recommended stoppage of further work on the fort. Based on this report, further restoration work was suspended in 2006. Please like and subscribe our channel for more interesting videos.